Today's December 29th. Here I am back at the SDA clinic. Repeal the Mandatory Malpractice Arbitration Act. Protect the citizens and the children and our loved ones of Guam from medical negligence. I'm the only one out here doing this right now, but I know many people are supportive of this, and it's important that I make sure that SDA does not forget Asher and does not forget the others that have been injured or worse at SDA and other clinics on the island due to medical negligence. I know that many people think that I should let it go, it's a waste of time, or whatever. But I don't. I think it's a reminder. I think it's a reminder of the other side of the system, how some people on the island are protected by laws that other people are not. So, as an example, if a doctor injures or kills you, or a loved one, someone you care about, you can't do anything about it. It's over. It's done. They'll say sorry for your loss, as when they walk out of the room. They take on no responsibility. They have no care. They have no shame. This is the only place in the country that has laws that victims of medical negligence have nothing to fall back on. You can't complain. You can't file cases. Well, I guess you can go to arbitration if you have $60,000 in your pocket or more. Most people don't. Most people can't afford that. So the doctors penalize us through laws that the legislature has written and supported over the years. They say, oh, you know what? We need to get doctors to Guam, so this law helps us bring doctors to Guam. Well, guess what? This law does bring doctors to Guam. The Mandatory Malpractice Arbitration Act lowers malpractice insurance almost to nothing, very low. It lowers doctors' responsibilities to the things that they're doing, to us as citizens. And it brings doctors to Guam. Does it bring specialists, neurological specialists, or great doctors that we need? No, it does not. Those doctors will come to Guam because Guam is a beautiful place to live in the retirement, and they're used to paying malpractice. Those doctors don't say, oh, you know, I can go to Guam because like this, so I can save money. They don't care about that. They're coming to Guam because for other reasons. But, so which doctors does it bring to Guam? Well, let's refer that question to Nathaniel Berg of the Guam Board of Medical Examiners. They license doctors coming to Guam. And if you attend one of their meetings or you go back and view the old meetings, you'll see that many of the doctors that come to Guam that apply for licensing have questionable histories. Sexual misconduct, medical negligence, settlements that have been made in the past. And for those kind of doctors, it's very difficult to find a place in the States and other places to work because it's very strict. And if they do find a place, they have to pay huge malpractice insurance rates. That's the problem. So those doctors said, hey, let's move to Guam. We can work there. Nathaniel Berg and the Guam Board of Medical Examiners will license us, and there's no malpractice. There's no responsibility if we injure or kill somebody. So let's move to Guam. And those are the doctors that the legislature tells us that we need to have here. Tells us that this law will bring to Guam. Is that what we want to bring to Guam? The fact of it all is that medical negligence is a repeat performance. There are serial killers who are doctors and under medical negligence. They say 1% of all medical negligence is committed by 1% of doctors, 1% of doctors commit 32% of all medical negligence cases, meaning medical negligence is repeat performance. So these doctors at Nathaniel Berg and the Guam Board of Medical Examiners say, oh, they're going to come to Guam. Our doctors that already have histories and that put us 30% more at risk, if my statistics are correct, than other doctors. So is that what this law does? Also, this law does something else. The Mandatory Malpractice Arbitration Act. Do you know your doctor's history? Do you know what your doctor has done in the past, anything about them? Well, under the current law in Guam, like no other law in the States, let's take the case of baby Faith. That's the child that died at Guam Regional Medical City after that was a 6-year-old twin. Her doctor is accused of medical negligence, and when you read the court papers, you can see how bad the situation was, and proper care wasn't done. It's very bad. That doctor is going to be your baby's doctor, and you won't know about it. Do you want that doctor? Or what about other doctors who've had history of medical negligence in the states who come here or on Guam? Those doctors are not identified. There's no record of them. There's nothing. You don't know anything about them. So the doctors you go to, who may have a higher percentage rate of repeating medical negligence, are hidden from us. Thank you to this law. Thank you to the Guam Board of Medical Examiners. And by the way, the Guam Board of Medical Examiners says that what happened to Asher was one tragic event. One tragic event, they said. And we should not change this law, because this law makes it so that air traffic controllers will still come to Guam without any problems. Hello, Dr. Berg. Air traffic controllers will come to Guam. You think air traffic controllers, first of all, that's a very nonsense, rude thing to say and very uninformed. Do you think air traffic controllers want to come to Guam when they know that doctors with histories of malpractice, medical negligence, and the doctor that was involved in the death of baby Faith are not accounted for, are allowed to do this? Why don't you tell them that? Most of those air traffic controllers have families. Anyways, this is my day. Hold my sign at the Seventh-day Adventist clinic, expecting some staff to come out like they usually do. I'll take their videos, I'll see what I'm doing. They don't like it that I'm here, but I'm here to advocate and to remind them about what happened to my son Asher. They can hide behind the medical malpractice law, but they can't hide behind my First Amendment rights to remind them. They can't hide behind social media, and they can't hide behind the need for us to change this law to protect our children and our loved ones, our fathers, our mothers. And guess what? It's not just me saying this. Many people have written to me about problems in different clinics and on the island, including problems with SDA. But I'm here. I will always be coming back whenever I have time to make the public aware, to remind SDA that you killed my kid because you didn't care. It's alleged medical negligence. And this is ground zero of what happened to Asher, with a doctor who literally, and I got into an argument telling him that my son is sick, he needs to be examined. And this was during a wellness exam. Telling him my son is sick, needs to be examined and being argued. Oh no, we'll just monitor him or whatever. No, doctor, he's sick. He's sick. Actually died 2 days later. Didn't even finish the examination. And it's a wellness exam, a yearly wellness exam at the same time. Okay, Trisha Miyagi, you're at ground zero. You were the first doctor that we saw that started the nightmare for my family and started the need to change this law to protect us. Hey, you know what? If we go to court, maybe they'll say everything's okay. So come on, Sister Miyagi, stand up like a man, stand up like the doctor that you are, and defend what you did. Discuss with the court how you argue with me. You never picked up your stethoscope, and you thought it was more important to look at your watch continually. I don't know where you were going, Mr. Iron Man, Dr. Iron Man, that day, but you definitely didn't have time for my son. And you know what? The next day was even worse. When I brought him back, or Ashley was in the process of dying, when I was told by the physician assistant, Ethan Snyder, that hey, sorry, doctors are busy trying to get him help, and I had to rush Ashley to the hospital. Anyways, all those stories, and the whole story is online. I'm here now. I hope that no one goes through what we went through. I know people already have, but I hope no one else goes through it. They say medical negligence is the third largest killer in the USA behind cancer and heart disease. You can find that information online. So to change that, just make doctors accountable. So those that injure us have to explain to the court or to a magistrate under new laws what they did and if it was a met standard of care. Not tell families or parents, oh, sorry for your loss, and walk out of the room with no responsibility. No, you have a responsibility. First responsibility is to get malpractice insurance. Okay. I'm here doing this for Asher and justice for all those that have been injured or killed on Guam due to medical negligence.